All right, we have game one between MTL and the Jackson 5 in the Season 38 AD2L Challenger League Draft 1 starting here. We have the first set of bans. We have a targeted ban of Aelarath's Invoker, even though Invoker is not the best hero right now. First pick Jakiro here by Kino for MTL. That's not the best. It's a specialty hero of Kino, so it makes sense for him. Um, Getting into the draft here.
10 seconds.
Obviously, MTL and Jackson 5 are near
5
the
seconds.
bottom of Challenger League, with MTL sitting at a solid 3 and 7 on their season ledger, while Jackson 5 are sitting at a not so spectacular, but a little bit better record of 4 and 6 compared to MTL. And we have a first pick Venomancer by Jackson 5 here.
10 seconds
Venomancer is
left.
a
Well, 8.
hero that can go a
5
plethora
seconds.
of positions. He can either go in the off lane role if you have a carry who he just absolutely dumpster fires, or if he gets kind of countered, you can roll him into the 4 and he can just combo with another slowing, stunning off lane, or you can put him in the safe lane, which is probably his weakest position as a hero, where he's just not the best as a 5. I'd prefer to see a Veno mid lane over Veno
Radiant's up.
5.
Points at range.
Does the so Jackson 5's opening picks here are quite versatile. You have Venomancer and Pangolier, who can go any position. Pangolier can either be an off lane or mid, or in a weird situation, you can roll either of these heroes as a 5.
10
I've seen
seconds.
a Pango 5. It's not great, but it does work in
We're starting in 5
specific
seconds. We're the left.
situations, per se. Kino here with his second pick of the first phase. And it's been a while since I've done any casting, so we'll see how this goes. If it's any good at all or not. Uh, I don't. I'm fighting my. Ooh, is it not picking up my Dota audio? Hold on. Let me see. Got to see if it's picking up the Dota in-game audio, which I do not think it is.
Radiant's up. Banning time.
I think I muted the input capture. Oops, my bad. That should be the input. There we go. That should have the. Like I said, it's been almost a year since I've last streamed, so bear with me on some things. And plus, I had to switch from Streamlabs OBS to OBS because Streamlabs OBS wasn't updating, so I had to download and try to port everything over quickly to OBS as I could before this game started. And we have a second phase Underlord pick here by MTL. So you have a Chikiro Underlord. That probably could be the pairing. And you have a SF Razor band coming out here from MTL. And on the side of Jackson 5, you have Sniper and Skyrath. Well, two of the four bands from Jackson 5 are targeted at Aelarath, who I personally know as probably a Grandmaster Invoker at this point, and he plays Skyrath mid. Aelarath's hero pool is just a weird hero pool. You got Jakiro picked here. Let me pop my stream up on my phone, make sure I can hear my audio.
10 seconds. 5 seconds.
I do not know.
3.
We will find out in a minute. You got a Medusa band. That hero is just absolutely busted right now. Shit. Alright, should be all good. I am alt tabbed here. My apologies for that. Just don't have my mobile stream handle help, so it's a little bit awkward for me. You gotta. So that's probably gonna be the carry Schlark here. So it's gonna be. So you have a very mobile core duo here on the side of Jackson 5. You have Schlark and Pango, and then you have one of the slower supports in Venomancer. So Venom's gonna try to play catch up or try to have to initiate the fight so that he can keep pace with his Pango and Schlark here. And then you have a Techies, that's the most picked hero in the Dota Pro circuit right now. So that hero has been picked a massive amount in pro games. Seems to be the favorite of a lot of higher tier teams, and you have MTL taking notes from probably watching those games, and they're taking a Techies here. Probably going to be the 4. I'm not high on the MTL draft because they've shown both their supports early. What I've been seeing a lot of higher tier teams doing is picking one of their supports in potentially last pick or their 4th pick instead of 3rd, 4th pick. It's just a kind of a swap of philosophy where these pro teams that I've been seeing are picking their cores earlier so that because the because a lot of what it is the core hero pool is so tiny right now with what's good with the meta, and the support pool is just vast and wide open. So a lot of teams are just picking their cores early because you're trying to get the best cores you can. As that's why you see like a first phase Medusa, then you band protect it instead, and you can band protect your big cores that are going to be your game winners, and your supports you can pick to complement those instead of picking your cores to complement your supports. You can pick your supports to complement your cores later in the draft as it goes. It does seem like Kino does have an idea of what he was wanting to do though with his draft because he's picked a lot of chrono damage heroes because he's picked the Techies, he's picked the Jakiro, and Underlord does help to keep people in after chrono because he has his root, and then he also has a little bit of damage with his Firestorm. So Techies and Jakiro are a lot of damage to toss into the chrono in terms of your support duo. But from the Jackson 5, you see the rebuttal of the Shadow Demon pick to counter out the Void. So anybody who gets chronoed, and if Shadow Demon's not caught, he's just gonna have a heyday of save. Plus, I'm not extremely high on the Void pick because of Jackson 5 first phasing that Venomancer. Void, historically, similar to Ursa, struggles heavily against the Venomancer because Void and Ursa like to have burst damage tossed onto them because they can kind of heal it, especially the Void. But dot damage and slows, mainly the dot damage Void hit, just absolutely hates because it doesn't really wholly affect his mobility, but it's not exactly what you want to see. I don't like I'm okay with the Void pick, but you're kind of picking into one of Void's biggest lane counters, so I don't know. It seems like Kino has an idea of how he's going to deal with his Venomancer if he's that confident picking a Void into it. And we have a last phase OD. That's another ban to protect your Void, your carry, because anybody who gets chronoed, if same with the Shadow Demon, if you don't catch the Shadow Demon in OD, they're just gonna save in the Void chrono, and you're just absolutely depressed. Hope I have my audio, in-game audio picking up.
seconds
a little
left.
bit awkward.
Well, 8 now.
You gotta. So that's probably gonna
5
be the
seconds.
carry Schlark
4,
here.
3,
So
go.
you have a very mobile core duo here on the side of the F5. You have Schlark and Pango, then you have one of the slower supports in Venomancer. So Venom's gonna try to play catch up or try to have to initiate the fight so that he can keep pace with
Hopefully I'm
Pango
picking
and
up my
Schlark.
audio in game. Shoot, I honestly
He's
don't even know.
the most picked team.
Ba da 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 da.
Dota Pro circuit right now, so that hero has been picked
No, 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 no.
seems to be the favorite of a lot of higher tier teams, and you have MTL taking a note from probably watching those games and then taking a tech. So you're probably gonna
Game capture. Okay, that should be picking up the audio of in-game. Hopefully it does.
high on the MTL drop because they've shown both their supports early.
We got a last pick Hoodwink, so that's the Ailorath hero. That is most definitely going to be the Ailorath hero.
Supports in
So that's going to be a mid Hoodwink for Ailorath.
the fourth pick instead of third, fourth pick. It's just a kind of a swap
Output
of
capture.
philosophy where these pro teams
So
have a lot of
hopefully, I don't know. I didn't have time to do a
but
test.
a lot of what it is their core hero pool is so tiny right now.
Display capture, image, scenes, video, window capture, group.
A lot of teams are just picking their
Really wish I had time to pre
that's why you see like the closer
pre-test to make sure all the audio was working. And it's a mid Ember against Hoodwink. Okay.
game winners and your supports you can pick to complement those instead of picking your cores to complement your support.
Hopefully my in-game audio gets picked up. I need to figure that out really quick.
It does seem like Kino does have an idea of what he wanted to do though. With his
Shoot.
because he's picked a lot of
Hopefully this picks up the in-game audio. Yeah, it seems that I finally figured out how to get my in-game audio picking up. All right, here we go. Game 1 between MTL, Mary Todd Lincoln, and the Jackson 5. You have B-Town on the Ember Spear, Farm Assist on the Shadow Demon, Mercy on the Schlark, Honk Friend on Pangolier, Mango on Venomancer. Then on the side of MTL, you have Spark on the Jakiro, Kino on Underlord, Pibbles on Techies, Jester on the Faceless Void, and Ailorath on Hoodwink. Just gotta get through the pre-drafting stuff and see how game 1 gets a hold of us and see where it takes us in this Season 38 Challenger League game. Between 3 and 7 MTL and 4 and 6 Jackson 5. All right. Let's see. Probably open mic on in case somebody decides to tune in game for some reason. All right. Let me alt tab really quick. Sorry about this. Let me minimize that.
Let's go, man.
All right, get
That's
ready.
my guy right there.
All right. On the side of MTL, you're gonna
Let's
have
go, man.
Ailorath taking this Hoodwink
my guy
mid,
right-
Jester
let's
taking
go,
the
man.
carry Void,
That's my guy right there.
and then Kino and the off lane Underlord, supported by the Pos for Pibbles Techies. And then complementing the Techies is going to be a 5 Jakiro. It does look like we have a 4-man attempt to fight here top by MTL, or at least they're posturing to. We have a 3-2 split on the side
Wow.
of
I'm kind of bad, huh?
Jackson 5. It does look like it's going to be a Pos 4 Shadow Demon supporting the off lane Pangolier. Then in the mid lane, we got B-Town getting his warding set up. Does look like we're gonna have an opening skirmish here by MTL. They're gonna look to fight. That's gonna be scouted out by the Dire Watcher. So any attempts at a potential gank are probably gonna be done. We do have the. Does look like Aelarath is setting up to try to secure himself a much better lane presence against this Ember Spirit, which probably is the smart bet because it's gonna help him stay alive a lot easier.
You know what to do. And if you don't,
It does look like we're gonna have a 2-2 rune split, so no positive way for either team. Got Roshan just running all the way. He uses the teleporter. All right, the lane. This lane's probably gonna be. This is probably not gonna be a kill lane top. I mean, unless Kino misplays and he can. Actually, Kino could potentially die quite easy against this Venomancer Schlark lane combo. Whoever hits 2 in this lane might just get first blood. Oh, it does look like we're gonna have first blood bottom. Spark gets the first blood on Pharmacist. He could potentially tick here to the 5 stacks. Let's see. Yeah, and the 5 Shadow Poison stacks. So it's first blood for Spark on the Shadow Demon, but Shadow Demon has all the Shadow Poison stacks to get the kill from the grave. And we have a TP in from both supports. I don't think that's the right call. I think honestly you should let your core get as much XP as you want. Just do a nice little walk of shame if you're Spark or Pharmacist, but if you see, I guess if you see the other support TP in, you go and try to counter it. Aelarath is gonna struggle here a little bit against B-Town's Ember Spirit. As you can see already 2 minutes into lane stage, B-Town has 7 last hits to Aelarath's 3. The top lane, Kino's just kind of dumpstering it. Pibbles getting low here. He's gonna get the typical carry contribution by Mercy to give Mercy that first permanent agility stack. Then we have a battle over not the Lotuses yet, because Spark's gonna die here again. And not ideal start to the lane stage if you're MTL, because you have both supports die at least once. This is the second time for Spark. If you're this Shakiro, you need to be playing a little bit more passive. Again with the TP in the lane, I don't think that's the right call by Spark. I get he's trying to get into lanes, keep Jester's lane, keep his presence there and help Jester as much as he can. But he doesn't really need to do that. It's a void against Pangolier Shadow Demon. Oh, and I missed a kill. It does look like we might have a trade, though. Kino dies to Mercy. Mercy getting low here. Can Pibbles get the right clicks? 2 more. He cannot get 2 more right clicks to kill that Schlark. Not the ideal trade. You have Pibbles staying alive, but Kino traded his life for the 5 Veno. This is the one thing I see supports doing that I don't think they need to be doing. You don't. I guess this one makes sense because Mercy had the salve. He dropped in base, but otherwise, your 5 honestly just needs to save his TP. Because say Aelarath gets ganked here by B-Town, and it's just this absolute mugging by B-Town on Aelarath mid so far. 21-1 to Aelarath's 11-1. Oh no. Oh no. That's the one thing I think 5 heroes need to learn is like Spark specifically in this lane, your Void can't die to this combo that easily. It's gonna take a lot of elements to kill your Void. Oh, Aelarath! Oh, the chains don't latch! And Aelarath's able to get away. I think Aetheroth should honestly be getting a bottle against this, but I guess going for the Javelin Rush makes sense. Again, Spark going down bottom. Oh, Aetheroth turned on... What? I missed that kill entirely. I am T2ers everywhere on the map right now. Holy Jesus. My apologies. I have missed so many kills. Alright. Just trying to explain. Another TP into lane. Save your TP supports. You can just walk into lane and keep everybody happy. You don't need a... Don't really need to necessarily be there instantaneously for your carry. Especially this Void. He doesn't die. Jester is kind of safe. Spark's not. That's just the nature of the heroes. Lane's all the way back for Kino. Roche going back to top. I guess as B-Town got stuck under tower. Try to fight. These Obs Wars are playing dividends for Pharmacist. He's getting a lot of courier kills. That is paying dividends for him. That is for sure. See, this is what leaving your core alone in lane can do for you. You got Mercy, who's almost level 6, which you desperately need on a Schlark, and he's only level 3. You don't need crazy amount of levels on this Venomancer, but your Schlark needs his levels, and you got Kino and Pibbles at the same level. So that helps. Mercy, even though he's out, even though lane so far for him is about even, I mean, you're happy with it because you got the XP advantage. You almost got a full level on both heroes in your lane. I guess that helps that he was around for the kill, for both kills. Aetheroth is 6. He has almost a half of a level advantage on his adversary, despite the major last hit difference of Aetheroth's 18. He does have the kill, but B-Town is absolutely, outside that death, B-Town's absolutely dumpstering him turns of last hits. Then Honk Friend, he has so many denies, but his last hits comparatively are just not. I mean, Void's. How is Jester so at level? I guess Shadow Demon's only level 2. Alright, that helps. So now this bottom lane potentially has the kill ability on the Void, since Jester's only barely just now hit 5 and Pango's gonna be 6. Looking potentially an aggro play here on Aetheroth. It does look like he might die. He has 10 wand charges. I don't think that's gonna be enough. Oh, Aetheroth does not get away. Well, on the top side, you had the Schlark dying. How did Schlark? Okay, so Schlark's just dead top. All right. So now B-Town is ahead of Aetheroth, or at least evened it up against Aetheroth in terms of lane. And Kino's playing way too far up for his own good. With Pibbles pulling the lane back, probably no great communication there for that to occur. B-Town is, in terms of last hits, he is absolutely decimating his lane opposition. Jester potentially looking to go in on Pharmacist. Roll was used. Spark is potentially gonna not at all die. Honk Friend just trading some, getting bash lorded by another gank attempt here on Aetheroth mid potentially. B-Town's gonna back and grab the shield rune. Mercy is all alone up here up top, and This off-lane duo, Pibbles and Kino, is taking full advantage of that. We gotta get Pibbles with the blast off that absolutely nowhere. Kino dies for his sins. Another stack on the Schlark. That's 4 at 8 at 9 minutes. That is not what you want to see. Not at all. Aelarath looking to potentially counter gank top? No, he's just gonna back off.
The tower is in trouble from the way it's being destroyed. Looks like the tower is getting torn down. Probably asbestos.
Aelarath just continuing to try to play catch up farm wise here against the Ember Spirit, who is pretty far ahead of him right now. Hey, Kino has to be super cautious with the Schlark. Schlark doesn't have 6, so there is potential for him to get caught out and die here. But I don't know if it's going to be enough before Kino dies. No, Kino dies before the Schlark does. Pibbles gets the cleanup, gets 6, but Kino is unfortunately left as the bride's... He's unfortunately just left at the altar like an unwanted bride, hoping and dreaming of 6 like his friend Techies, who's now level 7. Techies has 2 full levels up on his 3. Oh no. Bottom lane potentially could have a kill on it. Void does have the 6. Honestly, I think if Jester was smart, a move he could make, because the Schlark was starting to have a bit of a heyday, so he could use this teleporter here, go top, kill Schlark, come back, and continue to farm. But it does look like we have a gank attempt bottom here by the side of Jackson 5. Aelarath just hitting creeps, as Aelarath does. We have a haste pop here. Pibbles is sitting here mid. He's probably going to get ganked on by Mango and... Oh, he uses the blast off to try to get away, but it's not going to be enough. As B-Town's able to jump him and get the kill. We have a rotation in here by Pharmacist onto Aelarath. Aelarath uses the scurry to get away. So that haste run paid dividends for the side of B-Town. He gets another kill. I appreciate that B-Town's trying to gank his side lanes, but his side lanes are doing fine. He's allowing a lot of space for Aelarath to try to get back into this game. Guess he's not too worried, because he knows he can... They need to get 6 on this Shakiro in a bad way.
If you're a fan of Radiant's top tower,
They need 6 on him in a bad hurting way. If they could get 6 on the Shakiro, they could probably have a few more kills, but it's not happening. We have Mango just taking all the lane farm away. Pharmacist, Chrono is popped. Can Jester find the right hero? Yes, he can. Jester's gonna be able to get away. Honk friend, just on a sliver. He gets the XP. Oh no! Oh no! Jester did not want to die there, but the rotation in from B-Town proving to be the difference. But then Aelarath comes in for a cleanup, and he gets a double kill, killing off the Venomancer and the Ember Spirit. That is a piece of beauty of a rotation by Aelarath to help his team. If he was there a little bit earlier, that potentially could be a cleanup for him where nobody on his team dies. But Aelarath proves to be the difference maker there, making it an even 4-for-4 trade. We did have the techies die. Or a 4-for-2 trade. My apologies.
One hell of a beating.
So making that trade go in the favor of his team. Aetherrath might prove to be the difference. He's spending a lot of money on utility though.
Dyer's middle tower is taking
Oof.
one hell of a beating.
And that Ember Spirit just stopping his hitting of creeps is not helping his net worth at all because Aetherrath is starting to... He's the highest net worth hero right now out of the lane stage. Jester not hitting a lot of creeps and falling way behind the 8-ball of where he would prefer to be. Kino getting the kill on Schlark, who had Venomancer, and I missed both kills on carries. Oh my jeez. My apologies.
Dyer's middle tower is taking one hell of a beating.
I was trying to figure out how this Schlark died. Looks like he tried to go on the Underlord, but Underlord had a bit more backup than he did. That probably is what happened. And then Jester he does not have a lot of HP on this hero here. And yeah, you got all the bursting magic damage. Oh, Aetherrath is the Schlark. Oh, what a save by Pharmacist! And everything getting popped so early by the side of MTL. Mercy's able to run out of this for free. Oh, what a save by Pharmacist! What a clutch disruption, causing Aetherrath to miss his sharpshooter. Then just the cleanup of the supports, exactly what you want to see for Jackson 5. It's only a 1k net worth advantage, so this game could go either way at this point. But Aetherrath missing the kill on the Schlark after... If Mercy died there a second time after he just TP'd in, that would have been very, very... Oh, weird little discombobulation between the team there, and Aetherrath gets caught out, and not what you want to see if you're an MTL fan. All three of your cores, either a K, 1K, or more behind the enemy, and your Void, this Jester Void is just on life support in terms of finding farm.
Radiant's throwing all they've got at Dyer's bottom tower.
This Jester Void is just so broke. His techies is almost caught up to him. He just needs time. The MTL just needs to group its four and just make space for Kino getting ganked here. We're a little timing, and Kino's gonna die here. Not a whole lot his team can do. You just gotta let this guy die.
You wanted out of here, didn't you?
Oof. Kino caught no man's land with not a soul or a legend of friends around. Aetherrath looking to kill Mango here. Probably try to get the quick pick. And Aetherrath does get the pick onto the opposing four there. I'm a bit perplexed by why he didn't bushwhack, but only he knows. Kino TPing tap here. Spark. If only he had a... He probably has a few... No, he does have sentries on the courier, so he's probably going to devoid to help his team out here. Just a matter of time. Mercy just is ecstatic as all heck as a Schlark here, able to hit the side camps for basically nothing and free. Jester finally getting a farming item up on his hero with the Maelstrom. But Mercy looking to go on him. Jester probably is gonna get caught here, and he's eventually gonna die, and there goes Jester. Honestly, I'd be a lot more happy if this was Kino throwing his body away down bottom, because Jester's Void just needs so much space and time and farm. He is just not getting it. Attempt to go on Ailorath here. Sharpshooter misses. Oh, Spark's gonna die for his 2 sins. Oh no, the turn! Pibbles with the jump in! Pibbles! Techies is the difference in that fight. Kino with a great setup with his Pit of Malice, allowing for Pibbles just to jump in as Techies and get all the magic burst damage Techies could dream or want. Wow. What a turnaround fight there by MTL. It was starting to get a little dire against this dire team of Jackson 5, but Pit of Malice and Techies just proves to be a major hefty difference. Jester looking to go to his BKB. They just need to give Jester time. They just need to make sure this Void has time and space to farm. Otherwise, this game's gonna get out of hand really quick, because this Void is the counter to Ember and the counter to Schlark, because if you kind of gotta hope and pray at the end of the game that anybody else on this MTL team can kill either of those 2 heroes. Jester almost getting caught out there, probably not realizing it until the Sentry Ward and Ob Ward go down with the D Ward.
You can tell Dyer's middle tower is in trouble from
Well, it looks like MTL's looking to take their Tormentor down. Let's see how much damage is done. Jester getting quite low here. And it goes the way of Pibbles. What's this? Reactive Taser. That's what that is. You can apply it to an ally now.
Radiant's middle tower is hanging on by a brick.
Do have Wisdom Runes popping up here in 10 seconds. Let's see if you remember about those. Mark just looking to provide some. Oh, what a chrono by Jester, catching him on the very edge. Oh, Pebbles, you need to time your blast off there. That would have provided the difference and would have got you that Ember kill. Oh no.
Don't look now, but Radiant's bottom tower.
Nobody else dropped any amount of disable outside the chrono. What is going on, MTL? You need a... That's just gonna turn because B-Town's able to jump in for free. This fight's gonna go so poorly. You don't have chrono. You don't have a hope in the world. I was trying to provide a difference. Ailorath is just trying to find these supports. Oh no! Not being able to catch that Ember. What? Why is Jackson 5 diving? You're diving! You have nothing! It's a massacre on both sides! Oh my goodness gracious. I'm not sure why Jackson 5 tried to jump the Ailorath hoodwink. That hero's just way too elusive for you guys. You guys won the fight. You killed Techies, you killed Underlord, and you killed Void for free, and then you try to get more out of it by diving Ailorath. You guys won the fight. No need to dive. You guys won. You don't need to go. Take your win. Be happy with it. Be ecstatic with what you got. And you just made that fight go so much worse. You allowed Ailorath's hoodwink to turn the fight into his team's favor against you. If Jackson 5 plays that a bit more patient, they're able to grow their lead back into their jungle, reset the wave, push in, maybe get damage down to the MTL tier 2.
Dyer's top tower just went brick belly up.
second item, Aghanim Scepter here on the Mercy Schlark. Going for a BKB next. Not sure if these guys realize you can disassemble the Echo Saber, get your BKB a little faster, and if you obviously want to keep the Echo Saber, so you rebuild it, and then you can get your harpoon up. So really just a matter of just getting the items a bit quicker on your team that are key, not having to go the long way of fully building the item out, but just a little bit of a nuance. You just got to remember what items can be disassembled and what items can't. B-Town does bottle this DD here. Does look like Spark's just gonna be the unfortunate victim of this. Kino coming in, try to provide being a difference. Mango ulting Pibble. This fight is so discombobulated. Veno getting picked off on the side here. Jester. Oh no. The Slurk got the Shadow Dance off, and now it's just going to turn so poor for the side of MTL. Hey, the Rat's going to get picked off here. Pibbles is probably going to be the next victim. It's just going to be a 4-for-1 wipe for MTL. Jackson 5 does a 4-for-1, builds their advantage even more. 3k gold swing. Nearly a 6k gold swing for the side of Jackson 5.
Don't look now, but Radiant's bottom
Mercy
tower
getting picked off there. Not Mercy. Spark getting picked off there so early into that fight just provided poor difference. And then Jester just on top of it with the chronoing at the same time. The Shadow Dance gets procced. Does look like Honkfriend might. Yeah, he's going to be an unfortunate victim of greed. Dying to Kino there on the high ground. The Pit of Malice is just absolutely beautiful. Kino just able to keep that Pangolier locked down in position for so long. Aetheraf looking to sharpshooter and just misses everything he could have dreamed of. Oh, the fresh BKB got in by B-Town, able to jump onto Spark, jumping Spark, and then the side of Jackson 5 turns onto the Kino and gets a clean 2-for-1 kill. Quick 2 kills and a pick off for Jackson 5. They're gonna look to push into this mid tower, even take more and more of this map away from MTL.
Radiant's middle tower is about to be a pile of smoking rocks.
This Schlark has 12 stacks. He is getting to be a scary hero. You just gotta wonder what this high ground defense is gonna be looking like for the side of MTL, because they are gonna be up in their base relatively soon. Jester just hitting some creeps. He's finally getting some space. And it's more or less scattered out there by the side of Jackson 5 as they rotate towards that top side of the map. B-Town is all alone here bottom, and he doesn't have a remnant down, so MTL could potentially maybe find a pick off, but they have no vision on their side of the map. These wards from Jackson 5 are just so oppressive. They have so much vision of the MTL side, and MTL has not a whole lot of vision on their side. They got just this one single ward right here. That's all they got. And they know this is here, but they can't do anything about it. So, fortunately, that's just going to be sitting there for a long time. And Aelarath, one of the more interesting characters of my pub experience. He does these weird builds that sometimes work, most of the time don't. He has Actually, these builds work out a lot. Actually, because he's going the "you can't touch me" hoodwink build, and I will decimate you.
Radiant's middle tower is hanging on
But
by
if
a
you
thread.
somehow get on me, I am dead build. He is going the most glass cannon build on a very glass cannon hero. Another smoke up here on the side of MTL. They do find Honk Friend caught out. Is he gonna be able to get away here? Oh, the Schlark Shard, the Depth Shroud trying to help his teammate, but just proving not to be enough. And an awkward BKB pop by on Jester here. He caught the hero that he wanted. It just does look like it's gonna prove to be his undoing. Jester's he is on this board. Hero does have the ability to jump away, but just not enough. Spark gonna be a casualty here as well. Just gotta wait on that annoying disarm from Techies to go away. Oh, and Aethereth just the glass cannon build on Hoodwink, providing a lot of damage onto these Jackson 5 supports and just absolutely decimating them. The Pangolier did die earlier there, so does end up being a 2-for-2 trade, but that is in the favor of Jackson 5 as they're able to get the Void killed compared to just losing their supports. MTL is attempting to regain some of their map. This game is going to heavily provide on how much damage Aethereth can do in Chrono and just his spells alone. He is going the double Daedalus build, so he's going to... Eventually this Hoodwink is just going to be delving out the damage. Just got to hope that's enough to kill everything and everyone before your Ancient goes down. Does not work on that tormentor there, Aethereth. I guess you just learned that. Jackson 5 does have an 8k gold lead, and they're going to be looking to take the Roche here. Yeah. There is a pink coming out on the side of MTL, but I'm not sure if they know what is going on. Probably just going to be a sword.
Radiant scanning around for enemies. Gotta question that title.
And they do get the Roche on the side of Jackson 5, and somehow they lost a network advantage because it does look like MTL was able to farm their map a little bit more effectively during that time that they didn't have Jackson 5 playing in their faces. I don't think I've left this Radiant side of the map for a long time just because Jackson 5 has just been on MTL's side. MTL has not been able to cross the river for a good 15-20 minutes to this point, it feels like. You have Jester outside the map. He's just trying to find some farm onto this board, who is just super far behind right now. These GPM numbers are not ideal if you're an MTL fan. Your two of your cores are just under 400. I know Kino is not the best farming player just because he is known for support play. But what can you do? Kino is providing a bit of damage and control onto the Jackson 5 Venomancer, but it's not a whole lot. Kino, they're just running at him. Those look like they're gonna try to kill the Shadow Demon, but he does get away. The Rolling Thunder in by Honk Friend. He's just kind of rolling around for funsies, it does seem. Mercy just standing in the... They're just standing in the Jakiro ultimate, and it's just... That's just a lot of damage you can't take on those heroes. B-Town trying to turn his attention to Pibbles. The Chrono Win by Jester! Is it going to be enough damage? Are they going to be able to turn? Aelarath trying to provide a lot of damage. Is he going to be able to do it? He does provide a lot of damage onto the Pangolier. But B-Town's able to scurry away off to the side. He has one remnant left, but no mana for it. He does have the Aegis. I do think he might be able to get away. And he is able to get away here. A lot of big ultimates being used on the side of both teams. The Jackson 5 duo of the Schlark and Venomancer just standing in the Macropyre from... Why can I don't know these players' names off the top of Spark. That Takiro Macropyre has a lot of damage. And he also has an Ag, so that it just gets to sit there for so long. That's a 30-second Macropyre, and it's just pure damage, so it's just going to be a lot of damage. Jester does get picked off here as he's out of position. And the Mercy's trying to turn on to Kino here. He did get a Basher in that time that he died. He is going to try to kill Spark here. Spark doesn't have a TP or a hope or a dream of anything to get away. Aelarath looking to try to just provide a lot of damage. He almost gets B-Town's Ember Spirit with that last Acorn proc, but 300 damage too short.
You can look, it's kind of funny.
Yeah, you did have a clean 3-0 killing of MTL by Jackson 5 on the first time that MTL has finally been on the side of Jackson 5 in a long time. MTL is trying to get this mid-tier 1 down, but just not enough.
I'll take that.
Honk Friend does have the Aghanim Scepter on the Pangolier here. Looking to provide just being a nuisance.
Denied.
Jackson 5 yet again just absolutely pressuring the map of MTL. Not quite sure what the sharpshooter was aiming to hit. Pibbles jumping in. Not a lot of friends there, Pibbles. I'm not sure what that's attempting to provide, but Aelarath, he just is providing so much of that glass cannon damage. But he does get jumped in here on Honk Friend. Mercy jumping on Aelarath. Aelarath gets picked off here. That is your savior of MTL, and he just eventually dies. That's just a happenstance of going the glass cannon build. As soon as a hero is able to jump on top of you, you are just going to die. He does have buyback though on the side of Aelarath. But will it be enough? And it does look like we get a Blink Dagger brought in here by Mercy. So this Schlark is just going to be so hyper mobile. He's just going to be on top of anybody and everybody so quickly. He has double pounce and the and the Blink Dagger now. Starting to get quite dire on the side of MTL. It does look like Jester's trying to provide a bit of utility for himself. He was looking at the Orchid of Malevolence, but he decides against it and instead queues up the Scotty. We do have a smoke out here from the side of MTL with the chrono up, and it does look like they're going to try to pick the fight just as Aileroth responds to jump in the chrono. But Jester, like I said in the pre-draft, the Shadow Demon's just going to be such a nuisance for him. So Jester instead just starts to beat up on that poor Shadow Demon. Aileroth looking to find a pickoff somewhere, anywhere. He is trying to find B-Town. B-Town might just scurry away here, away from the scurrying hero. And he is able to slip out the side away from Aileroth's hoodwink. On a hope and a dream and barely any HP. Aileroth Hoodwink is going to be a make or break hero for MTL. If he can find the instances to get all the damage out that he needs to be the difference maker and turn these fights for MTL, but if Jackson 5, any of their jumping heroes of Ember Spirit, this Pango, and now the Schlark with the Blink Dagger are able to find the Hoodwink, Aileroth is just SOL up the creek without a paddle. And he is just going to die so quickly on this Hoodwink. But if MTL is able to protect this Hoodwink and allow Aileroth to get all the damage out that he wants, it could provide a turning point and a turnaround for the side of MTL. But otherwise, Jackson 5 is just still in such a dominant position.
Dyer's scanning all over for enemies. I promise.
Mercy blinking out, trying to find somebody, anybody to kill. And no MTL hero is going to be in his line of sight so that they can get the kill on him. Jester nearly completing this Scotty. I believe I think it's a really good item here. You're against a Schlark, you're going to diminish Schlark's regen and such, but not sure if it's going to be enough. The teleport in by Kino, trying to find this Mango Venom, but he's just able to slip out the side and scurry away from the kill attempt. Just leaves the MTL side of the map just completely open to get pushed on the top.
Dyer is kicking sweet hell on a Radiant's bottom tower.
Jackson 5 probably going to look to take the MTL Tormentor away from him. Need a little bit more damage to take this Tormentor. It does go into the Ember Spirit here.
Help out that bottom tower. There's not going to be a tower left. Man, Radiant does not like
Nearly have this Scotty finally completed on Jester, and MTL is going to luck into a Roche respawn. But it does look like Jackson 5 are aware of this and are looking to prevent it from being completed. Yeah, Jackson 5 does know about this Roche attempt, and MTL can do nothing but run away. And Jackson 5 are going to be able to clean this Roche up just absolutely free. Not ideally what you want to see if you're an MTL fan of two of your cores being outleveled by the enemy support duo and the Schlark and Ember Spirit nearly hitting that 25 plateau, and that's a scary time for MTL because Ailorath is the closest 25 and he's not even close comparatively. Does look like Jackson 5 is going to try to put an exclamation point on this game as they're starting to roam around. It does seem like they're changing their mind. They're going to roam around, try to get some kills. Jester does jump in for trying to find something. Still does have the chrono. Jester is going to be the make or breaker of his team's fight here. If he can find a great chrono on the multiple heroes of Jackson 5, they might be able to turn the game, this dire game, back into their favor, but who knows at this point? Does look like Jackson 5 is trying to take away the last outer tower of MTL. Does look like we're out of fight setup. Does look like the slow siege is on for the side of Jackson 5 as they're trying to take this last outer tower. MTL does have quite the annoying high ground to try to push into. They have attackies. They do have a lot of high ground defense, but will it prove to be enough? B-Town just, he gets a daedalus on this Ember Spirit. A lot of these Jackson 5 heroes are just getting a lot of damage. And it might prove to be way too much even for the likes of MTL, who this high ground might not be able to sustain a long push against them. But it does look like the high ground defense setup is on for Pibbles on this techies. He is mining anything and everything that is breathable, walkable space.
Amazing what you'll find laying around.
This Pibbles techies right here. Those proxy mines. Those proximity mines might prove to be a difference. Weird little jump there by Pibbles in his base. Not sure what he's doing there, but he's doing something. Mango looking to provide some more lockdown by queuing up this Scythe of Ice. That is a great item against these MTL heroes that just need to be able to get all their damage out. BKB is popped on the side of Mercy here. Not ideal what you want to do with its Aegis nearly expiring. I think they should have been looking to take a tier 3 or look for a pickoff or anything or a kill, anything or everything. But
I'll take that. Untraceable venom.
Aetherwrath and B-Town leading the way for kills on of this game. B-Town's Ember is just providing a lot more damage. Win probability still still heavily in the favor of Jackson 5, but Gaben is giving MTL a 30% fighting chance.
Radiant's middle tower is hanging on by a brick.
But it is getting dire the longer this game goes. But the longer this game goes, you do have the late the anti-carry of Jester's Void, but he has not been able to provide an answer against this Jackson 5 heroes. Mercy looking to find a kill. MTL is under vision here. Jester might just die. He can maybe find a good point of a chrono here. He might be able to turn. The disruption is used on assist,
Radiant's bottom tower
farm assist, but it does look like it's just going to be a clean break on both sides. As the BKB is used on the side of both of the carry of at least Jester's Void. As Aetherwrath tries to find Hawk's friend all alone bottom, but this Hoodwink is proving to be a nuisance in terms of damage. Aetherwrath will dish out the damage, it's just a matter of if it will be enough. Almost all the buybacks are up for both teams. Aetherwrath with a scouting sharpshooter. Not sure who this Lincolns is supposed to deal with in Jester. Honestly, think Jester should debate, instead of going in this Lincoln Sphere, if he should go, he does have the mana for a double chrono, if he should just go the Refresher Orb. If he can get a nice double chrono off on the key heroes, he might be able to turn the tides in the favor of his team. Not sure what Aetherwrath is looking to queue up here. He might be looking to replace his arcane boots, but who knows? We do have a smoke up here on the side of MTL. They are looking to find a pickoff here to get themselves back into the game, as Jackson 5 are quite split across the map. So this is a great time. Does look like they're just going to look to get some wards up, because this smoke venture is proving to be not that fruitful. As they are going to whiff on the smoke attempt, and they're just going to have to go back onto their side, stay on their side of the map. We do have a gem pickup on the side of Mango here, so this vision that MTL barely already has on the map is just going to become so much less with this gem. B-Town is all alone top. They potentially could look to find a pickoff onto him. If MTL is lucky, they might find a grab. That Hoodwink damage is just a lot. Just two Daedalus procs, 2 crit procs on that Hoodwink, and takes the Moonshard is the next item for Aetherrath's Hoodwink. So he's just gonna look to attack faster from longer range. Might look to replace. Not quite sure. He might. His next item to replace probably is the Arcane Boots, potentially into Boots of Travel. I'm not quite sure. Kino does get the Firestorm upgrade. A few more waves, more longer duration, and shorter time between his Qs on that Firestorm. Aetherrath with just 1,000 damage crit on that Acorn shot. That is, this Aetherrath Hoodwink is gonna be dishing out the damage. It's just a matter of if he can do it without getting caught, and if he has enough time to get any noteworthy kills.
Precious bounty.
We're nearly to an hour into this game. It just seems like Jackson 5 is starting to play more and more with their food. B-Town is looking to get aggressive here on the Ember Spirit. Will it prove to be enough? He has the defensive remnant up. Jester looking to jump in. B-Town already backs away with his on the Ember Spirit as Jester jumps in, proving to grab absolutely nobody worth a hope. This Pharmacist Shadow Demon was nowhere near the team, so potentially could have found a pick somewhere. I'm honestly debating what this Thinkins is going to provide for Jester's Void, if it will be enough for anything. If he should just honestly debate going the Refresher. B-Town is playing a dangerous game on this Ember Spirit. He is alone quite often, but he's confident and cocky in his ability not to die. The side of Jackson 5 are going to be getting this third rope, which is going to be providing a refresher shard. You might want to put that on your Ember Spirits just so he can refresh all of his remnants and have just a stupid amount of remnants. But it does look like the refresher shard is going on to the Schlark. Okay. So they're going to have double Shadow Dance, double Depth Shroud, double BKB, double Blink, double Abyssal. So the Schlark is going to be quite a nuisance to try and attempt to kill. Jester, just grab it. You should have just grabbed it, my boy. Jester might need to pop the Chrono. He pops the Chrono, but on absolutely nobody. Not the Chrono Jester needed to help his team, and he dies for his sins. Kino trying to get away. He is gonna get away through the portal. Aetherrath's Hoodwink does get caught out here, but Hogfriend just dies so quickly. So it is a 1-for-1 trade for both teams. Any trade for MTL at this point feels like a win, because they are so desperately behind. But that Chrono jump in by Jester was not ideal or what you wanted to see from him. Not quite sure. Like, the Depth Shroud was down, everything from the Schlark was down. I'm not sure what he was chronoing there for. Honestly, just back out your Void. You can back out, reset, and you don't have to die there. While that's all going down, the Dire Tier 2 does die mid. Finally getting a Tier 2 down for MTL. Mercy jumps in with the Blink Abyssal on to Spark. Spark's able to just force staff away, and he's out for free. Does look like Jester is finally abandoning that Lincoln Sphere idea, instead queuing up a Sacred Relic. Not sure who the relic is for, though. The Nullifier, my apologies. I guess it is for the Shadow Demon, if he can ever catch the Shadow Demon. But he needs, honestly, Jester does need to debate going the refresher at this point, just because in case he has a horrible first chrono, he can always refresh and reset himself, give himself a chance to jump in here on the Mercy. Schlark with the Aegis. They are able to get a kill. B-Town Ember jumping in, little aggressive, gets away, scurries away. Does eat the cheese to get away. Aegis is down for the side of Jackson 5. So the Aegis on the Schlark is down. Just have to wonder what the side of Jackson 5 are looking to do. They might look to try to split push these towers. It might be the only way they're able to get into this high ground. We do have 30 seconds till these tier 5s. They might just be playing to wait on these tier 5 neutral items, as they're going to be on the side of the MTL's map, farming away. Jester does get caught out here by Schlark. Is he going to be able to get... Jester can time it right. Not ideal. Mercy does get away, baby, barely. Mercy does die to spark. The Kuro Aghanims providing just a lot of damage. MTL turning this fight. All these big heroes on the side of Jackson 5 are just dying. Oh no, all the cores of Jackson 5 just died. Oh no. That lead is going to dwindle if those... Oh no, Jackson 5, you guys were in such a demanding lead and then you just die. All three of your cores just die 3 for nothing. Jester's chronos have just been so suspect. He just keeps chronoing the Schlark, and the Schlark is just able to sit there AFK in his Depth Shroud and Shadow Dance and just healing in the chrono. Jester is just not being able to provide any damage in the chrono. 2 buybacks on the side of Jackson 5 expended here. So that's kind of what you want to see if you are MTL. Oh my Jesus. Kino just had a massive collection of bounty runes picked up. He had one. He picked up 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 9 bounties picked up there by MTL. That is a large gold swing, and that 24k net worth advantage that Jackson 5 had with those 2 buybacks expended and all those bounties picked up is just now down to a merciless, desperate 2k. So that tri-core feed down here in the bottom side of MTL's side of the map, proving to be a massive swing with double buyback and then just a mass amount of bounties picked up for MTL. This game is back to even. Not quite. This game swung all the way back into MTL's favor. Holy cowboys. We have a potential comeback throw of a game. Last time we checked, Jackson 5 had a 70% chance of winning this game, and now it's in MTL's favor, 65-35. This game is proving to be heavily now on Jester's back. If he can get some multi-man chronos onto the Jackson 5 squad And he does get the refresher orb onto the Jester Void. Honestly, Jester probably could have popped his Chrono and killed B-Town for free. That is a dieback on the Ember if he does do that. Honestly, I'm debating if Jester just Chronos the Ember Spirit there. He could. They might do it right now. B-Town's out of position. He's on dieback. If MTL can find this Ember Spirit. Yeah, this is a dieback on the Ember. Ember's gonna die. B-Town gets caught out by Jester. They don't have the Ember. MTL is able to they're gonna be able to pressure this map so heavily. Refresher orb is used on
Now where the Radiant
Jester's Void, so they do have Chrono up yet again to fight with. My dear God, at the same time the bottom racks do go down as B-Town's Ember does die. MTL weirdly split here after getting that Ember kill. Not sure if that's what they should be doing. Think they should just be on the Jackson 5 Jackson 5 map. They should just be pressuring the map, getting these last outer towers killed for MTL, and being able to open up the base of Jackson 5. But MTL, I understand Aetherrath, he has to sit back and try to provide defense. The rest of the MTL stack should just be as 4 pushing a lane, getting some towers down. Not quite sure what's going on. But yeah, Jester backing up to hit some creeps. I don't know what he's doing there. MTL does get this top tier 2 down, but feels like they should have been able to do a lot more on this dieback of the Ember Spirit. Had a major swing in terms of the win percentage. MTL slowly scraping their way back in. This game just continues to roll on. We're more than an hour in. The double Chrono for Jester is almost back up. They do smoke up here on Jackson 5. Ember Spirit still is on dieback. He could get caught out again. He doesn't have a defensive remnant up again. I'm not sure what this B-Town Ember is doing. He dies again on the enemy side of the map. He is not able to get his BKB off. He's not able to get anything off. So dieback still in on for this Ember Spirit. MTL could look to try to get the Roche, and he is up. I do believe the refresher shard should go on to the Aetherrath. Aetherrath Hoodwink with 3 Daedalus. Alright, Aetherrath is going to be... this Aetherrath Hoodwink is going to be providing a lot of damage. Wonder if he might debate getting a Aghanim Scepter and Ag Shard at this point. Just if he was getting Ag Shard, that'd actually be massive. That'd be providing a lot of damage for himself. Just amp his own damage up. It's Aeloreth versus the entire Jackson 5 stack here bottom. Mercy and Honkfriend are looking to push in.
Hope Dyer's middle tower is insured. That thing is standing on a...
Does look like we have an attempt to push up onto this top tier 3 by MTL. They do TP back on Pibbles. Not sure what Aeloreth is thinking here. He should just disassemble his arcane boots, save himself some gold, just buy the bots now. Cause you can disassemble these arcane boots, sell that arcane boost, energy booster. That's what that's called. Disassemble your boots. There you go. Sell your boots, or you're just gonna hold on to them. I'm not sure what Aeloreth is doing. I never really know what this man is doing, so I've always debated what I do with him in pubs for years, so it does not matter. We do have an attempt on the Spark's life here. Kino does ulti in. It's a 2v5 fight here for MTL. I don't know what is going on. The MTL stack is converging in, trying to find a way into this fight. The Chrono onto the Ember Spirit all alone. Ember Spirit's gonna die here. Double Chrono is out onto the Ember Spirit. The Jester's trying to kill the Ember Spirit so desperately. Jester does get the Ember Spirit. A lot of these heroes are going down. Kino does die on the Underlord. Buyback on Ember Spirit. Can Jester get out? He's trying to find a kill. Jester gets caught out. He does have Aegis though. He also has a cheese. It's Jester and Aeloreth against the world here for the side of MTL. Jester does have the cheese available to him. He doesn't get the cheese off. MTL uses so much to pull this game back, and they just start to throw it away. MTL dragged their way back into this game, and they just absolutely threw anything they had away from themselves. Not at all what you want to see if you're an MTL fan. They dragging themselves back into this game, and with one swift fight of just constant poor execution, they just throw it away. Not sure if Jester was trying to look for anything other than just the one hero of the Ember Spirit, but it proves to be not a fruitful endeavor for him. Aeloreth's Hoodwink is caught out here. He might just stick down, but the Pit of Malice does prove to be a difference, as MTL's able to turn it back into their favor yet again. What a game of throws between these two teams. This is starting to become a barn burner. There's no buyback on this Void, and there's a dieback on the Ember Spirit.
I'll take that.
Void does not have double chrono quite yet. It's Jester Void. He can't just hyper focus on chronoing one hero. He needs to try to grab 2 or 3 at minimum at this point in the game, Jackson 5 heroes with his chronos. If he can grab more than just one hero, he might be able to turn it into his team's favor, heavily into a fight. But it also helps that the Jackson 5 stack is just playing so split up that Jester's just not able to grab a single soul worthwhile for themselves. The jump in by Pibble here onto the Jackson 5 backline. Same with Hawkfriend jumping onto the backline of MTL, trying to provide a difference. This could be a perfect jump-in chrono opportunity to grab multiple heroes for Jester if he's able to do it. He's able to... MTL might just be able to turn this game into their favor. The chrono, the refresher chrono, is still available. Kino doesn't have a buyback either. Jester honestly could turn in. Jester honestly needs to jump in here. This is a amazing chrono opportunity. Jester jumps in, gets the chrono onto 3. Mercy dies. No buybacks. Almost all the buybacks on the side of Jackson 5 are used. Pharmacist just gonna try and skirt away on this Shadow Demon. Mercy does use his buyback on the Schlark. The entire time, though, Aetherrath is nowhere to be found around his team. Not quite. I guess he's trying to push out the lanes and such, but if Aetherrath's there, that could be a major turning point for MTL. Finally, a multi-man chrono for Jester. That was a great time to turn around in chrono and grab 3 of the Jackson 5 stack. It does seem like the Jester Void is trying to save up for that block of cheese. He is nearly completing it. Only Aetherrath and Pibbles have buybacks on the side of their team. And only the lowly Shadow Demon of Pharmacist has buyback for his team on the side of Jackson 5. We have nearly 4 heroes nearly hitting 30 on the side of Jackson 5, and a balance in all things on the side of MTL as every single one of their heroes are 28. This might finally force Aetherrath into getting his shard. And it does seem that way. Aetherrath finally is forced to get his shard. He won't probably ever use it, but he does have that shard now, so he does have the boomerang. Jester getting spooked for honestly absolutely no reason. What a bluff by the side of B-Town's Ember Spirit to force the BKB on Jester out. The next fight might be this Roshan, who has respawned. Does look like Jackson 5 are gonna look to try to take the Roshan. Honestly, if I was either of these teams, I would wait about 2 minutes for the rush to go bottom, get these Ags up on these heroes that don't potentially have them yet. Well, it looks like the temptation of that refresher shard is way too much for the side of Jackson 5 to resist. I don't think MTL has a clue that this Roche is up. They have no clue. They're just smoking through their jungle. They're on the opposite side of the map. They have absolutely no idea what is going on. I can highly bet you Ailorath will never use this Hunter's Boomerang. It will never be used. And Jackson 5 are going to get this Roshan for absolutely free. Oh, Jester! They can grab everything! MTL actually has the entire idea that this Roshan is going on. What a jump in Chrono by Jester. He's able to get the Aegis. Jester does have his secondary Chrono available if he wants to use it, but he's going to look to try to get the kill on Pharmacist on the backline here. His team's going to need him to jump back in. They can... Jester! No! The second Chrono is used. He's going to be able to get the Schlark. Ailorath still just holding his base. B-Town is able to just scurry away on this Ember Spirit. The last buyback is used for the side up Jackson 5. But it does... B-Town's Ember Spirit's buyback is back off cooldown. He's going to try to cut these waves. Ailorath is getting got on by B-Town. Is Ailorath going to be able to provide enough damage? Ailorath does die. B-Town just is able to skip town, force the Ailorath buyback. MTL is pushing tier 4s. They turn this game around in a heavy way. They should have lost this game a long time ago, but the side of Jackson 5 just sat idle. They just let this happen. They just try to kill the map, choke them out. They never try to push high ground. MTL is able to turn this game into their favor. MTL is looking to end the game. Is B-Town and Pharmacist against the entire stack of MTL. MTL is hitting the Ancient, and they are going to be able to win this first game. Wow, what a game by MTL. 80 minutes, and they finally provide the winning blow to the Dire Ancient. That is going to be game 1 here of our best of 2 series between Mary Todd Lincoln MTL and J5 Jackson 5. We will be back after a short break. After these two teams probably have to reset after that maniacal hour and 20-minute game. We do have game 2 starting here for between Jackson 5 and Mary Todd Lincoln MTL. We have the first round of draft picks and bans and second phase of bans here. Starting off with the MTL side, we have a Chen Windranger ban along with a Techies Abaddon pick. That's probably going to be a Pibbles Techies yet again. And then on their second phase of bans, they ban out all the spirits. They ban the Ember, they ban the Void, and they ban the Shadow Fiend. Then on the side of Jackson 5, they ban first phase the Invoker, Aelorath Invoker, and they ban the Jester Void. I guess they found that Jester Void quite annoying to try to play against because it just kept catching them at the end of the game and Jester proved to be the difference maker. And on their first phase of picks, they picked the Venomancer Underlord, taking away Kino's Underlord chance. And on their second phase of bans, they ban out Medusa Sniper and that Hoodwink that proved to just be an absolute damage menace by Aelorath. And then they followed up in their second phase picks with a Clockwork, so they are going the circle strat with Venomancer hopefully being able to get his Noxious Plague off and bouncing it off in a circle. Underlord with his Pit of Malice, then Clockwork with his hook shot into Cogs. So Circles Gaming might just be the answer for Jackson 5 in terms of winning game 2. I myself am happy they took that 5-minute breather because it allowed me to rest and reset my voice. It does look like the Jester Draw Ranger is going to be picked up here by the side of MTL, allowing them to honestly do what Jackson 5 should have done and push towers early and try to win this game as fast as possible. And it is quite good against Venomancer and Underlord. While against the Clockwork, he is going to need that force staff to try to get himself out of any potential hookshot cogs he is going to be in. MTL is running quite low on reserve time here. Kino not able to make his mind up that quickly.
Dyer's turn to pick.
Weirdly enough, I could see this being a mid Aelarath Rubik. I have no idea why, but Aelarath's hero pool is weird and wacky and wild and whimsical, and what other way could you explain Rubik as a hero?
Seconds remain.
So far, not the best Rubik game in terms of spells to steal. If MTL is able to win a fight, I fear for the Jackson 5 buildings because as soon as MTL decides to group up as 5, those Jackson 5 towers are going to go down so quickly because you have the 2 Universal heroes and Techies and Abaddon who just get more damage amp from Drow Ranger. So those 3 heroes by themselves are just going to make these Jackson 5 towers absolutely melt quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Radiant's turn to bat.
Monkey King.
Again, like I said, Jackson 5 going with the Circle Gaming draft idea. They're able to capture somebody in that pit or the cogs and then toss Wukongs on top. That hero is going to die so
10
fast.
seconds remain. 5 seconds.
But for the side of MTL, one item that's just going to prove to be super value on all 5 heroes, no matter who they are. You could even put it on the Abaddon, is going to be a Force Staff. Force Staff on Techies is going to be amazing. On Abaddon, amazing. Drow, amazing. Rubik, amazing. Just because Jackson 5, they might be able to catch you. But if you can
Seconds remain.
scoot stick away using the Force Staff, they have no extra catch.
Remain.
As soon as they commit their circles, their area of control, you can just Force Staff away, walk away, and then you're just happy because you, on the side of MTL, you just wait and then reset,
Radiant's
and then you're able to push with all the circles down with a few important circles down of Jackson 5.
seconds. 5 seconds remain.
On the side of MTL, in their last phase of bans, they do ban out the Muerta and again the OD with the last ban of their abilities. Not quite sure what Aelarath is gonna be picked up here with the last pick.
5
Potentially that Skywrath mage that got banned last game.
Radiant must choose.
And then on the side of Jackson 5, they are banning out the Timberside, who would absolutely decimate their carry in the Monkey King and make him depressed king.
10 seconds.
And lastly, they ban out the Necrophos, who honestly I feel like they had enough control to deal with it. I'm not sure why they're banning out the Necro.
Time must choose. Omni Knight.
So the last pick for MTL is the mid Aelarath Omni Knight. That hero, I've leaned against it personally, in my random all in my all queue mid games on when I put on mid, which is probably my worst role. I've gone against this Omni Knight, and that hero just absolutely does damage. It ramps up so quickly.
Legion Commander.
Select your hero. Make the
Last pick on the side of Jackson 5 is the Honk Friend Legion Commander. So that is going to be a mid Underlord against the Omni. I'm not sure if B-Town's going to have a great time because that Omni is going to hurt. Not quite sure who I'm spectating. Oop, as I break my game a little bit.
prepare for battle.
One moment. Not quite sure why. Just have to click onto it here. All right. Not quite sure why it's fogging over me on both sides.
30 seconds to battle. First blood.
Too easy.
With the fate of the universe and the pride of 10 people on the line, this is Dota.
Not quite sure why my review is so buggy. Huh, interesting. Hold on. trying to figure out why my spectator view is broken from last game. And because of that, I am missing kills.
Radiant's code makes the ultimate sacrifice.
Who is breaking my game?
I'll take that.
Should I?
I stand for the light.
Wilson Sticks. Who is that? Wilson, get out of here! Breaking my game. Huh. Interesting. So somebody is breaking my game. Awesome. Who's the other spectator? Thought I set myself as cameraman. Whoever the other spectator is, please leave. You're breaking everything. So what we will do instead, so I don't have to deal with the breaking of that. What we shall do. I cannot watch a tourney game live. That shouldn't be. Leave game. I will fix this really quick now. Yeah, so we will be on a delay. Even more so. We'll be on a 3-minute delay. I don't know. So we've seen this already before. We've seen the first blood, but we're gonna be delayed beyond more now. So unfortunately, something broke. Not sure what broke, but something did. So we will recapture part of this game. We'll restart this lane stage. Okay, he's struggling. Alright. Actually, I have to catch this Venomancer death this time, and unlike the last time where we completely missed it. Mercy is able to get the Pibbles kill. Probably not going to be a whole lot of killing action on this bot lane. Main action is going to be this mid lane of Aelarath and B-Town, because B-Town really can't kill Aelarath, but Aelarath can do a whole lot of damage to this Underlord. And then the side of Kino and Pibbles is going to be able to do a lot of mass damage. And while we have this chance, let's take a look at the team, at the heroes. We got Kino on the 3 Abaddon, Pibbles on the 4 Techies yet again. We have Aelarath on the mid Omni Knight, Spark on the 5 Rubik, Jester on the carry Drow Ranger. And we knew this kill happened, but we didn't catch it this time. Then on the side of the Jackson 5, we got Honkfriend on the off lane Legion Commander. Pharmacist on the 4 Clockwork. B-Town on the mid Underlord. We got Mango on the 5 Venomancer, and then Mercy on the carry Monkey King.
You're not getting what you came for.
Not a whole lot of action. Kind of a script flip from last game. Not a whole lot of killing compared to their last lane stage. Jackson 5 does have 3 kills, but it's just a much more passive laning stage from both teams. Kino is getting ran down here on the Abaddon by Mercy. Spark getting ran down here by Pharmacist. Potentially looking to get a kill on the 4 Clockwork, but it's gonna be a miss. Honkfriend looking to get aggressive on Spark. Be able to get the turn. No, he is not. So, Spark getting relatively low on this plug on this Rubik, but just not going down as easy this time as he was last game on the Chikiro in lane stage. After some fireworks early in this lane stage, it seems that things have cooled down a little bit. Main lane that's kind of just turning out to be not ideal for MTL is this off lane. As Kino is falling well behind last hit wise, 12 to 21, and 7 denies on the side of this Monkey King. Hopefully Aelarath keeps up that Ag Shard and Echo Saber here relatively soon. Attempt on Spark's life again. He does have a Fairy Fire available to him. Jester is running low on this Drow in terms of mana, but he might just be able to pick off Pharmacist. And he is able to get the kill on the 4 Clockwork. Aelarath getting particularly aggressive on this Underlord. But forces B-Town to pop that arcane rune and just run away.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Underlord is... I believe a lot of this is false net worth, and... Never mind, mine... It's actually real net worth. But... Not all of it is from... He is backing up into this... He is stacking this big camp here and just killing it for himself. Aelarath looking to get aggressive on B-Town again here on the mid Underlord. Aelarath kind of with the, this is my lane, go back to keep to firestorming your creeps, you frickin' bum. Get out of my lane. Jester kind of just standing around on this drow. Honestly should potentially be more up accepting this XP. Get himself to 6 as fast as he can. It is a quiet lane stage compared to these guys' last game against one another. It is super quiet in comparison. Jester nearly is 6 on this drow. He probably would have it by now if he did go. You know, they do rotate quite a few heroes into this top lane. Get the kill on the Kino Abaddon. And the turn on the Spark by Mercy. Nearly getting all those Wukong stacks. Jester might just die here with the re-rotation by Pharmacist. The duel doesn't prove to be fruitful, as Honk Friend is not able to get the damage, but they do get the kill onto Jester. I hope Aelarath queues up that Echo Saber as his next item. I hope an Echo Saber is this Omni Knight's next item. If not, I don't know what I will do. They do a full lane swap on the side of MTL, moving the drop to top to try to take on this Monkey King.
A nice distraction.
Jester potentially could get aggressive here. I did miss the spark kill. Does look like Jester might die here. But the TP in by Spark with the lift on onto the clockwork does allow Jester to turn that attempted gank into his favor, and he TP's mid for some reason. Not sure what reason, but some reason.
Beautiful.
I don't know why. Okay. Sometimes this Aelarath guy does these weird builds. He has to always be off meta. He can never be in the meta. I honestly think he should get the Echo Saber Egg Shard on this Omni so he does as much damage as he possibly can, but it does not seem that that's the way he is going to go. Another duel attempted here by Honk Friend, but it honestly is not going to be enough. He might die here, and he does. Great TP rotation in here from Pibbles. He's able to net a kill. But on the opposite side of the map, Jester does die to the gank of the Mango. Veno probably got caught out by the Monkey King.
Beautiful.
This Monkey King is getting scary. This Mercy Monkey King is 5-0. He is getting to be a massive problem. Dota Plus reflects that with nearly 2/3 advantage to Jackson 5, but we've seen this before where MTL has like a 30% chance to score the Dota buff. And Gordon and Lord gave him, and they are able to turn the game into their favor. Finally some dual damage onto this LC. Only took 3 attempts, but they're able to turn this into their favor on MTL quite rapidly. Another attempt to try to get a kill here on Jackson 5. Spark looking to use the gate, but is not able to get out in time.
Dyer's courier has been killed.
MTL does not seem like laning is their forte because they have been absolutely obliterated, dumpstered, thrashed by Jackson 5 twice in lane stage. First tower of the game does go down on this bottom lane. Another game where the MTL cores are just so far behind net worth wise, and you have Aethereth trying to keep his team in the game. Another duel does go on to the Drow. Honkfriend does get his second duel win of the game. Spark, it might be the next victim of Jackson 5, and he does go down as well. That is a 3-for-0 trade on the side of MTL, and they're going to lose this double stack of ancients they had built up for somebody to take. The most abysmal, depressing, sad net worth out of lane stage is this Kino Abaddon. He is battling to try to keep relevant with the 5 Venomancer that was in his lane. So this Venomancer has proven to be about farm even the best core, even the best of cores, and is only 1,000 gold behind Jester's Drow. Mango is doing God's work on this Veno in terms of farm. And then a go on to Aelarath on this mid lane. I don't think this is the hero that you quite want. This Aelarath Omni Knight is just so tanky, but Honkfriend does duel the Omni Knight and does get the duel win. Honkfriend trying to be gone on by Jester. Jester is not able to get the last hit kill onto the Legion Commander. Hook in by Pharmacist pushes the Jester Drow back into his team, and it provides a kill for Jackson 5. A 3-for-1 trade as away from the fight. Oh, it might be a 4-for-1 trade. As Pibbles, he's caught out as well. But he might just be able to screw away on this. No, he will be ran down by Pharmacist. Honkfriend does unfortunately go down at the end of that fight too. Who did he die to? He does go down to Pibbles, but that is a 4-for-1 trade. Not into MTL's favor. Aelarath just responded. He did TP into this. He might go down again after just barely TPing in. A duel onto him. He's gonna die. Aelarath just barely coming back to life, TPing in and dying again, just doing a nice little bit of chain feeding. Again, this early to mid game, and it's not MTL specialty. It does seem like they are a late game team. Does look like Honk Friend might go down again. A hook in by Pharmacist catches too. He does die though. Mercy jumps in. Mercy is low. He might die here as well. Mercy, you have the Jingo stacks. Just turn and fight, my friend. But Mercy turns around a little too late to try to save his own life. Mango tries to TP out. Jackson 5 was in an excellent position just to press a lead that they had. And then they just chain feed. This has been the Jackson 5 specialty. They win the lane stage, they win early to mid, and then they just make a confusing play. It kind of throws the lead they built up, and it gives MTL a chance at life back into the game. Faked out TP here by the side of Mercy. That is his first death on this Monkey King. And just like that, MTL is able to get a tower relatively quick and low and quick. And Aelarath on this Omni Knight's just gonna run people down. That's kind of what this hero does, but he does look like he's gonna turn in. They're gonna try to turn in on him. Aelarath will eventually go down here on the Omni Knight. Makes it rather difficult, but he almost got away with murder there, but the Jackson 5 squad showed up for their Venomancer to turn it into their favor. Kino on the Abaddon here does have his borrowed time procs. He does get blink dueled here, and Honk Friend is able to get the kill. A nice attempt there by Pharmacist to try to capture the Techies before he leaped away, but Pibbles is able to get the blast off away. Spark, on the other hand, weirdly coming in from an odd angle, gets caught out, and he does die. Jackson 5 is looking to push pressure and take the first tier 2 of the game. This Aelarath Omni Knight still trying to find his way to this Blade Mail. Not sure if it's going to happen relatively quick. Mercy does get his Desolator onto this Monkey King. That is going to allow this Jackson 5 squad to push a lot easier, because they do not have the greatest team in terms of pushing. But getting that Deso will allow Jackson 5 to push a lot easier. Jester nearly getting caught out here by Honk Friend, but Honk Friend links just into the weird part of the trees and doesn't run up, he runs down. And Jester's able to barely get away with his life. And the Radiant Tormentor does just spawn in, and they're able to take it away from MTL. This lead's starting to build up again for Jackson 5. Hopefully they can not make an odd little play that throws away their lead. Looking to just absolutely start to choke out this MTL map like they did earlier. Hopefully they fresh to the map earlier and don't wait 20-30 minutes to try to take some high ground away from MTL and try and take a step towards winning. But it does look like the Clockwork is TPing out. He seems to want maybe the second Tormentor. I'm not quite sure. It seems like a full rotation by Jackson 5 is on here to take away the mid tower. or just take away MTL's jungle from them.
Is under attack.
Again, with these aggressive wards on the MTL side of the map by the Jackson 5 squad. MTL is not able to get a whole lot of good vision on their side of the map. Does look like a partial smoke up here by MTL. Pibbles is going to have to lead the way, and hopefully he can be the one that provides a catch and kill for MTL. But the smoke does expire, and MTL does find nothing with that smoke. Does look like just try to play for the high ground is on for MTL. And that seems to be their idea, that they will lose early and they will lose the lane and lose early to mid game, but they will not allow themselves to be beat, as they will take these games to the depths of hell before they call GG.
Enemies are scanning for enemies.
My music is quite loud. I need to drop that audio. Holy cow. That music is quite loud. Alright, drop that down. Now that we got that taken care of and I can actually hear. Wow. Alrighty. Does look like the Roche attempt is on for Jackson 5 here. MTL probably has an idea that this might be going on, or they have no idea at all. But Jackson 5 will be able to take this relatively easily. Secure themselves the first Roche of the game. Mango does TP top along with B-Town to the top lane to stop MTL from pushing. I'm never quite sure if Aelarath watches any videos or watches any meta, because he always does these off-meta builds that usually weirdly work, but I'm not sure if not getting a Echo Saber on this Omni Knight just to max your damage out more is the right call. I'm not sure if getting the Blade Mail is what he should be doing. And proves me wrong, as Pharmacist just absolutely melts. My apologies, Aelarath. I should always believe in you, because holy cow. This Omni Knight is doing work! As he is just... I know this Omni Knight does a lot of damage. I just find that Echo Saber to be a lot more pivotable. I can't say that word. As a lot more useful on this Omni Knight build with Agshard than going Blade Mail, but Aelarath proved me wrong. That his build is the superior option, as he mathed that one out properly just so he could kill that Clockwork so quickly and then turn it on to the... My god, my throat is going. The Honk Friend LC. Kino does get turned on here, but he does have the borrowed time on Abaddon. As Jester is able to also save his allied Abaddon by pushing away with the Gust Silence. Jester, in a flip script from the game before, that he's able to actually have quite a lot of farm found onto his hero, as he was one of the lower... He was low level for most of the last game until the very end, where it almost mattered. The duel onto the Aelarath Omni Knight. Oh, Honk Friend is just not able to get the kill. But Aelarath does eventually go down. It is a 3-for-1 trade in the favor of Jackson 5. As this Legion Commander kind of became wise and decided the Aelarath Omni Knight needed to die, but that Aelarath Omni Knight nearly got the kill in the duel instead. Almost proved to be quite a auspicious duel by Honk Friend. crashed my shit. Did not crash my stuff. I just had to plug in my mouse because it seems to be going low. Jackson 5 are in the driver's seat here. Mango might be going down here on the Venomancer. B-Town does lay down the Pit of Malice, but it won't do anything but keep himself alive. While his friend Mango on the Veno just goes the opposite way and just dies for his sins.
Excellent.
Haunt Friend is all alone here on the Legion Commander. I'm not quite sure what he's doing here. He had a chance to blink out, but he just didn't get the blink off in time. Jester is caught in this Wukong command. Jester might be going down here, but he might be able to provide just enough damage in time to help his team out in this fight. Aetherwrath coming back in. He's trying to kill this Mango Venomancer, but he's just not able to get him. He is able to get him in the end, but it might have been just quite a bit too late. As it is a 3-for-2 trade in the favor of Jackson 5. They lost the tower, but they were able to TP in and help Honk Friend despite his death and get a fight into their favor. Jackson 5 are looking to finally take the top tier 2 down and finally get all of MTL's outer towers again. They've been in this position before. They were in this same position last game and they just seemed to be too scared to push high ground. It proved to be their downfall as they were not able to win the game, and MTL was able to just stretch this game out to a point that just did not matter. And B-Town Underlord took a while to die, but he does go down in the end.
Oh boy, another free TP.
MTL's high ground defense is just seems to be a puzzling move that Jackson 5 cannot figure out how to dismantle. MTL knows how to defend their high ground. They get here early into this game yet again, but they just stop the high ground push, get a couple key kills, and are looking to drag this game back into their favor. Jackson 5 finally hitting their own Tormentor and taking it down. MTL is looking to pressure tier 2 potentially and try to get some damage done. Because if Kino and Jester team up here, they will take these towers down so quickly. Yeah, this duo of Kino and Jester just melt towers. This tower was full like a couple, like 20-30 seconds ago, and it's already down to quarter HP.
This will come in handy.
Radiant's bottom tower
The Jackson 5 stack, they're split apart from each other. I'm not quite sure what they're doing. might just have a key hero die here relatively quickly. Bunch of big spells being dropped by Jackson 5, just not in ideal positions. Bunch of big spells dropped there by Jackson 5 and not catching a single soul with the Wukong drop. Mercy had a great laning stage, but past that he has struggled with his Wukongs to catch his proper heroes. Kino probably is going to end up going down here. Just because he overstayed his welcome and should have just ran off. Aelarath is going to get dual killed here. Mercy with the double kill. He's saying, I don't need my Wukongs. I will get kills any goddamn way I please. He's going to probably end up with a triple. Mercy with a triple. This man doesn't even need Wukongs because he will get kills any way he wants.
Is under attack.
Jackson 5 looking to finally solve this MTL high ground perplexing dilemma they keep running themselves into. But they do force MTL to fort. That is quite good for them. Wish I had my Roche timer, but I do not have it. That's the Roche is because Roche is alive. My apologies. Roche is in that bottom pit. MTL is smoked up here, looking to find a gank on anything that might end up being this Mercy Monkey King if he cannot get the jump away. He is forced to pop BKB, and he does drop Wukong on Aelarath. Aelarath is not in the right part of town. Forces Aelarath to pop the GA. Blinking by Honk Friend onto the Jester's growl, but he does not get the kill, but Jester and Aelarath are going to end up dying here anyway. Aelarath is still being ran down by Honk Friend. Honk Friend going in way too deep, forcing the buybacks of the Rubik and the Omni Knight. But Honk Friend's going to be able to walk away from this. Kino with no borrowed time. It seems like Jackson 5 is finally able to figure out how to go up against this MTL high ground push. Aelarath does get nullified here by Mercy. Tries to turn on Mercy and get the quick burst of kill onto the Mercy Monkey King, but it will not happen. Now it is hopeful high ground defense by MTL. They've been here before, but can they do it again without the Omni Knight? It does not seem that way. They will be down a racks. MTL, Jester, trying to kill this pharmacist clockwork, but E-Town has Spark stuck off to the side. That is a double dieback on the side of MTL. It is just these three MTL heroes against the 5 of Jackson 5, trying to stop them from taking a second set of racks and maybe just the game. Jester, you have to be a god gamer here to try to stop anything and everything from killing. It does look like they're going to go down 2 racks here on the side of MTL, and it might just cause them to lose the game. Jester with yet another gust. He has multi-shot up again. Duel is available for Honk Friend if he does decide to jump in. But it does seem like the side of Jackson 5 are content with these 2 sets of racks, and that's going to allow them to push their lead. They are rainbow TPing back towards the Roche pit. Let's see if any of them potentially check the Roche. And I didn't notice this, but I'm noticing it now. Pharmacist does have this Aghanim Scepter on the Clockwork, and that is going to provide a lot of damage onto this MTL squad that they weren't expecting before, because this Clockwork Ags is just going to potentially cause a lot of havoc. This is going to be the second Roche going the way of Jackson 5. MTL is going to have to, it's going to be playing with the racks in a dream and hope that they can hold.
His mighty prize.
Does look like Jackson 5 does put the Aegis on the Monkey King. Jester with his Ag Shard, he's gonna have to pull off a miracle on this Drow to hopefully get a 2-0 in favor of his team and push his MTL record into a favorable stature. Does not seem that MTL is hoping that they can hold this high ground against the massive lead that Jackson 5 has. And Gaben says, MTL, you don't have a chance in hell of winning this game. And Gaben might just be right as Spark dies off to the side. Pibble's trying to run away. Aelarath caught out. Blink duel. Ondu. Drow illusion. Aelarath does go down. Aelarath is dead for 50 seconds. That might just be the game. MTL might just call it here relatively soon. They are having to fight against Megas, and it does seem like Jackson 5 finally figured out the MTL high ground that just proved to be such a detriment to them. Jackson 5 are trying to force that GG, and Kino does call the GG. It is a 1-1 series between Jackson 5 and MTL as MTL splits the series against Jackson 5, potentially ruining their playoff hopes into this further challenger season. You have to hope MTL can turn around in the weeks to come and force themselves into better predicaments and not stretch out games to the point that they just absolutely lose it. Hopefully MTL can make strides to improve their record, and on the side of Jackson 5, they finally figured out that MTL high ground. They had the weird early game. They had that weird like mid game dive that they died on a few Q heroes, but it seems that they focused in a lot better and ended up winning the game. So that is a 1-1 series split between Jackson 5 and Mary Todd Lincoln MTL. And on to next week, Jackson 5 will look to improve and not throw so many massive leads that they have. And MTL, they just need if your captain Kino, you want your team to learn how to win lane stage and take lane stages better. And if your coach, and if you're MTL's coach, you need to get this team to focus on laning instead of whatever their odd mid-game try to hopefully come back are. Again, I am Simba, Roar Simba, according to a lot of people. Might be rebranding here soon anyway. Again, this was AD2L Challenger League Season 38 coverage here on my Twitch channel. Follow me on all my social medias. They are linked on my Twitch page. That's going to be it from me from here, and we're going to play some outro music for 5 minutes until that delay catches up, and we will be back when, I don't know, when I am a lot less busy, probably. All right, thank you, and thank you for coming, and watching the stream. I appreciate all the support.